Hello and welcome to the MyEcon income shifting presentation. I will be your host today. My name is John Petterfidel. Someone very excited, very motivated. They wanted you to hear what in the world was going on with this amazing company and this amazing opportunity called MyEcon. They might have mentioned to you the words income shifting and you just didn't know what in the world that was. They probably told you about building your credit to 750 plus, or maybe even building income from your smartphone. So we're going to talk about all those things today. I will be your host. First and foremost, what I'm going to do, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, then I'm going to get right into this presentation. So I got involved in business many years ago. I was working for a Fortune 500 company. I was broke. I was broker than a potato chip if you just put it in the middle of the street and drove over it, right? And I was looking for more money. I was looking for an opportunity, and I got involved in this industry. And it totally made sense to me because they told me about something called residual income, and I'll tell you about that later. They told me about leveraged income, and I'll tell you about that later. But here's the thing. I have 20 years of experience in business. I fired my boss at 34 years old. I have trained thousands of people all over the country on personal financial success, and I have over 7 figures, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 figures in cash flow in this company. So let's talk about MyEcon. Let's talk about what it's all about and how we can help you. Now, the name of our company is called MyEcon, the Personal Financial Success Company. We're not the coffee company, juice company, travel company. All those things are wonderful, but that's just not what we do. We teach people how to achieve personal financial success. And I want you to think about what personal financial success is to you as we have this conversation. But let's talk about the company. This company was founded in 2005. We're a debt-free, technology-driven company based in Atlanta, Georgia, and here is where the amazing story really starts and continues to grow. We have put over $450 million in people's pockets over the last several years here, and we're actually on track to put another $100 million in people's pockets. And last year was a banner year for us. We created more millionaires last year than the history of our company. We've created more six-figure earners in the history of our company in the past year. And this year is not going to be any different. We're going to a whole nother level. So this is the right place at the right time with the right company. But now let's talk about this thing called personal financial success. See, personal financial success, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a school teacher, whatever it is you do for a living. You got 2 financial objectives. Number 1, you need income for today. So here's where you work your job. You trade time for money. You work 1 hour, get paid 1 hour. Work 1 week, get paid 1 week. Don't work, what happens? You don't get paid. But here's the issue. You've got to build a second stream of income because one day something's going to happen to you. It's going to be called maybe getting old. It's going to be called deciding you want to retire, or you might get sick, right? So you need that second source of income called income producing assets. Now, what is that? That's anything that you own that makes you money without you touching it. When is the last time you bought something that makes you money? If you're like most people, the answer is basically never, okay? So here's the thing. You need at least 10 times in income producing assets than what you make in a year. So if you make $50,000 a year, you need $500,000 in income producing assets. If you make $100,000 a year, you need at least $1 million in income producing assets. Now, we live in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. 95% of the people that live here are failing financially, okay? They don't hit personal financial success. As a matter of fact, I read some startling statistics. They said that 49% of the people in this country can't put their hands on $400 if they have a $400 emergency. Then I continue. 59% of the people in this country can't put their hands on $500 if they have a financial emergency of $500. And then a whopping 70% of the people that live in the wealthiest country in the history of the world can't put their hands on $1,000 if they have a $1,000 emergency. So we've got some serious problems. But we have some solutions here at MyEcon. We're going to help you get more financial success by having more cash flow, by having financial literacy, and by also having a business. But we're going to talk about that. Now let's talk about the obstacles to personal financial success. See, these things, they affect all types of people from all walks of life. The first thing that happens, they have high taxes. 95% of the people in this country make 100% of their income from a W-2, and that means they lose a third of their income to taxes before they ever spend a dime to take care of their family. You've got an issue. Number two, you got poor credit in most cases. 68 million people have bad credit. Another 40 million people have negative information on their credit. Cause them to pay $100 to $200 a month more for the car. Cause them to pay $300, maybe $500 a month more for their house. So it's causing a cash flow crunch on the person. And I heard that 47% of the people that are hiring on these jobs, they're checking your credit, okay? So that's another issue, costing you money. Too much debt. Because you got those first issues, you start buying major things also on credit cards. See, think about it. Most of your car payment, most of your house payment, most of your credit card, all that is interest, right? So you can easily lose another third of your income to just interest payments on the debt. Well, if you take number one and number three together, you probably have lost 60% of your income, your gross income, to those things, and you're supposed to take the 40% and live on it. Now, here's the other thing, inadequate saving and investing. Well, if you got 60% of your income going to nothing, how are you going to invest? Where are you going to put your money, right? You don't have any money left over. And then last but not least, limited income. Your job is not going to pay you all that you want. You don't get to work all the hours that you want. It's only 24 hours in the day. And last time I checked, there's something here called inflation, okay? And that's the silent income killer. Now, what does that mean? The cost of living doubles in this country every 20 years. Your income doesn't double every 20 years. I remember a gallon of milk was $1.25. Today it's $3 to $4. I remember a fully loaded Honda Accord was $19,000. Today it's $33. So you're looking at a system where the longer you stay in it, the more things become more expensive, but your income doesn't grow at that pace. This causes financial destruction for most Americans. This is causing most people to live to 80, 90 years old and have nothing, okay? But you got to have some solutions. So the solution is more cash flow. The solution is a home-based business. The solution is financial education. Let's talk about it. See, there's 3 keys to obtaining financial success with us here at MyEcon. So number 1, we say, hey, you've got to own yourself a business. Why? Because now you have ownership. See, you can't take your salary from your job and give it to your children. You can't take your seniority from your job and pass it on. So you got to build equity. It's just like buying a home instead of renting. So if you think it's better to buy the home than to rent, why would you rent yourself out for 40 years? Because that's what we do, right? Now let's take a look at the right type of business. I see so many people that have businesses, but they don't have leveraged and residual income components, which means somebody else is helping you build that business and make money in that business. And you obviously can get paid multiple times for work you do one time. That is strong. And then last but not least, you got to be involved in something that's red hot. It's got to be a red hot trend. Well, home-based business is one of the number 1 red hot trends in America right now. We're living in what is called the gig economy. Every 12 seconds, someone starts a home-based business. And the home-based business industry is a $427 billion business. 20% of the people that have home-based businesses make 6 figures or more. So this is strong. And I'm going to show you how we're in the strongest segment of home-based business. So let's talk about business ownership a little more. I've already told you, you build equity on your labor. You got long-term value. Something happens to you, you can pass it on. See, building your finances and building your legacy is like a relay race. You're supposed to pass it on, but you cannot do that on the job because your kids keep starting from the what? Bottom, okay? But now let's talk about tax advantages. Tax advantages are huge when you have a home-based business. There's 2 types of tax laws in this country, but the business owner gets tax preferential treatment, okay? See, there are things that you're going to be able to get as tax deductions that you cannot get as an employee. Let's talk about a few of them. And understand, tax deductions lower tax liability. And every $10,000 in tax deductions will save you at least $3,000 in real cash. So let's take a look at some of them. Let me show you how it is unequal in America. If you own your job, you're trying to go from home to work, right? You're trying to make some money. You're trying to make a living for your family. The government's not going to give you any tax incentive for driving your car. But I have a business. I drive down the road to make money, to take care of my family. The government's going to give me 58 cents a mile as I drive my car and do business. Well, we're going to show you through our curriculum. We have a full course curriculum, shows you everything what the IRS says about this, and now you're going to be able to write off 80, maybe as much as 90% of the miles that you drive your car. That can easily be $5, $6, $7, $8,000 in tax deductions. And remember, every $10,000 will save you what? $3,000 in real cash. Let's talk about some other things. What about your car note? Do you have interest in there? Now that will be tax deductible. What about your cell phone bill? What about your internet access? All these things are tax deductible now that are formerly not deductible as an employee. What about when you take travel, okay? When you go out and maybe you go on vacation, but now you actually turn that into a business trip. We show you exactly what the IRS says about this. What about you have children, right? You got 1, 2, maybe 3 children. We show you how to get up to a $12,000 tax deduction for feeding, clothing, and taking care of those children. And I'm not talking about the earned income credits, child tax credits. I'm talking about something totally separate that'll save you thousands of dollars on your taxes. So most people pick up by just having a home-based business with us, $10,000 to $30,000 in tax deductions, and they save $3,000 to $9,000 a year by just being in business, being smart, and learning this simple information, okay? But now, let's talk about building leverage and residual income. These are very simple. Someone else has to help you make money. You see it all around, okay? You're not the only employee on your job, but they have multiple employees. That's called leveraging. They don't have one location. They got multiple locations all over the country and all over the world. That's called leverage. So you got to learn to get paid off other people's time, education, money, leadership, okay? Because that's the way of the world. I have no problem with people making money on me long as I have equal opportunity to do the same thing, all right? But let's talk about residual income. Earning income over and over again for work you did one time. You see, sometimes people say, well, John, how much do you get paid in MyEcon? Dude, I'm still getting paid on stuff I did 15 years ago. I don't know. See, you got to understand that you cannot afford to work once, get paid once. Why? Because you have expenses that accrue every single day, but you can't have income that takes off 2 days a week. You can't have income that goes to sleep when you go to sleep. See, when you clock in, your money clocks in, but when you clock out, the money clocks out with you. You can't afford that system, okay? But now let's talk about some other trends. See, let's take a look at some red hot trend products and services that have changed the world. Smartphones. And I want you to see this. How many times did you sign up for the smartphone? One time. How many times do you pay the bill? Every month. That's called residual income. You on the wrong end. Gym membership. How many times you sign up? How many times do you pay the bill? Every month. You on the wrong end. What about your Netflix, your Hulu, your cable, your internet, your water bill, your light bill, your gas bill, your car insurance? You signed up for all those things one time, but you pay them every month. See, someone has figured out how to get money from you every single month, but you got money that only clocks in when you clock in. You got to change that, ladies and gentlemen. You got to build something that changes the way you get paid. But let's talk about our number one red hot trend product. It's called the Income Shifting Membership. The first thing that happens, you go through our first 15-minute training, you get an immediate cash flow increase. Typically, it's $200 to $600 extra dollars on a monthly basis, and it happens within 10 to 14 days. See, that's amazing. See, this person went through our training. They went from $213 coming out of their check, and now they have 56, and that's an extra $150 plus every single week, and that's an extra $600 per month. Can you stand an extra $600 per month by going through our 15-minute training? See, it's going to be different for everybody, but it's anywhere between $200 and $600, okay? But now let's talk about the My Credit system. This system is amazing. See, have you ever heard of something called credit restoration? There are companies out here, they'll charge you $400, $500, $600, and they don't even address the whole credit problem. They just talk about negative payment history. But what we did is we created a full education system. We're going to teach you everything about credit, how it works. We're going to show you how to do everything that a credit restoration company does, plus some. We're going to show you how to build positive credit. We're going to show you how to use your rental history as payment. As credit. We're going to show you how to build a 750 Stellar credit. Why do you have to have that? Because it's not just enough to get approved. You got to be approved and get the best interest rates. You can't afford to pay 20% interest on a credit card. You can't afford to pay 18% interest on a car. You can't afford to pay 9-10% on a house. We want you to get the best credit possible. This young lady, she works with me, and after about 4 months, she went from 572 to 760, 188-point increase. What about this other young lady? She got so excited, she put it on Facebook, right? 778 credit score. Now, let's talk about the cash flow manager. You also get an application. The more you use it, the more you save on taxes. See, there's a company, the big A. You know, you get the Prime membership, right? They paid 0 taxes last year and they made $11 billion. Netflix, they made 800 plus million, paid no taxes. There's a reason for that. They have tax deductions and they monitor that stuff with a system like this. So you get the same type of system plus the education on how the IRS says you can do this. Last but not least, actually, we have the debt elimination system. We're having people pay off their debts in less than a third of the time. And hey, this thing is amazing. People are paying off houses 3, 4, maybe 5 years. So it's going to be a good deal. Imagine if you had no car note, no credit card, no student loan, no mortgages. You'd be in a better place. Now, but last but not least, you have investment education. See, you went from the kindergarten to the 12th grade. No one ever taught you about money. No one ever showed you between the difference between a stock and a bond. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to teach you how money works so you never get tricked on money. This membership here puts cash flow in your pocket 5 different ways. Every single one of these puts money in your pocket. Your dollars got to start having babies. This membership here, imagine being able to offer this membership and get paid. But also you get a website, and on that website there are products and services that people can buy from you. They can buy these products and services and you can get paid. So that puts you smack dab in business. There's no inventory, no shipping, no employees, no office space. All the headaches of business are gone, and now you have a digital footprint and you can make money all over the country 24 hours a day. They can buy roadside, they can buy identity theft protect, they can buy credit repair, they can even shop online. Macy's, Sam's Club, Walmart, Best Buy. They can buy travel. You see, we've got it all covered. Multiple streams of income with one business, okay? But now, sometimes when I get here, people get a little confused. See, they say, well, wait a minute, John. You start talking about this network thing. See, you can build a network and you can make even more money. You can multiply this. Now, this is of your choice. You can choose to do this or you can choose not to, but here's the thing. Every super successful business has a network. Do you see one McDonald's or do you see many? Do you see one Burger King or do you see many? Do you see one Walmart or do you see many? Do you see one Marriott or do you see many? Do you see one DoubleTree or do you see many? Do you see one Subway or do you see many? The bottom line, it doesn't matter what they're selling. They got multiple locations. Well, every time someone buys the membership, every time someone grows this, every time you grow your business, you're going to grow your locations and it builds a network and multiplies your income. So let's talk about it. See, you enroll one person. Now, who do you know that would like to have 750 credit? Who do you know that would like to lower their taxes by $200, $300, $400, $500 on a monthly basis? Who do you know that would like to learn about investing? They're everywhere, right? Who wants to get debt-free? They buy the membership from you. You get a $10 commission, and now you're promoted to an executive vice president. And as executive vice president, now you get the matching bonus on that person that you enrolled. But here's where it gets amazing. We're going to pay you a 100% commission, which is a $100 commission. We cut these paychecks every single week, every time you do this. So 3 people this week, that's $300. 5 people, that's $500. Do 10 people this week, make yourself $1,000 this week by selling the income shifting membership. And here's where it gets better. Here's where the leverage income comes into play. As those people start sharing it with other people all over the country, in your state, in your city, look what happens. $90 to infinity on the first person they enroll to infinity. See, 10 of those in a week on your team is $900. That's amazing. 20 of them in a week, that's $1,800 in upfront income. Can you stand an extra $100, $200, $300, $500, maybe $1,000 a week? We pay weekly, guys. We pay weekly, and you can do this from the comfort of your cell phone. You don't even have to leave the house if you don't want to. But now, let's talk about the income potential. See, this is world class. What if you had 25 enrollees on your team? That's up to $2,250 on a weekly basis. But to go through about a year of that, you got 1,200 plus people or income shifting memberships out here. And look, your residual income is $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year, 6-figure plus income, whether you get up out the bed or not. 100 people, that's up to $9,000 a week. $40,000 a month after about a year. See, you can work at this. See, you can solve your financial problems forever if you work with us for the next 2 to 3 years. 3 to 5 years. Change your life forever. Fire your boss. 250? Look at that. That's $100,000 a month. We've got people at every single juncture. Plus, you're going to get 60% on your personal sales. You're going to get up to 25% on your team sales. The bottom line is we've got the deal. And once you're a CEO Infinity like myself, you also qualify for a percentage of all the profits in the total company. And that could be a 5-figure check or maybe even a 6-figure check every single quarter. It depends on you. So I'm going to close with this. I don't know what you're going to do, but the bottom line is we cut paychecks every week. As you can see, there's a $600 check there, but there's a check as high as $13,000 in a week. See, $2,100, $2,500, $8,400, $1,000. See, you got to figure out what you're going to do. The bottom line, the only guarantee I can give you, if you don't get in, I guarantee you we won't send you a check. You won't income shift. You won't have stellar credit. You won't have debt freedom. You won't learn about how to invest. You see, we've got the deal. This is the best business opportunity on the planet. So you can sign up today. You're going to get the personalized website, our world-class business income system, our income shifting membership, which includes the tax withholding training, the My Credit system, the cash flow manager app and tax education, the debt elimination software, the investment education, and the valuable tax benefits that'll save you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year on your taxes for the rest of your life. So basically, the government's going to pay the bill. You're going to save more on taxes than it costs you to even have this system. This system would retail for $199.95. We got it for 50% off today. $99.95 gets you started. It gets you everything. You don't even have to wait on us to ship you anything. The process is 5 minutes. Now, after the 30 days, you're going to pay $34.95 a month, $1.17 a day to maintain a business, minimize your taxes, improve your credit, get debt-free, learn about investing, and make money from your smartphone. That is a steal. And you're going to save $200 to $1,000 a month on taxes, so the government pays the bill and it costs you nothing. I look forward to working with you. I'll see you in the next training. Have a great day. Get back with the person that brought you to this presentation.